And we are live and we're back with another one. And this is Match Week 26 preview of this season's English Premier League. Yeah, it's winding down after this week. We only have 12 weeks to go. So it's getting, tricky part of the season where, what I'm saying, if you don't start picking up wins, you're going to get yourself in trouble or, in terms of those top four spots, relegation, Europa League, the title race. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot at stake, man. It's a lot at stake. And we're back to talk about it once again. So this week we got City versus Spurs. We got Liverpool coming up against Norwich. We got Leeds versus Manchester United, Watford. And they're coming up against Aston Villa. We got Wolves, Leicester, and much more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I was actually supposed to start this live stream about maybe, half hour ago? Maybe like 35 minutes ago. But, I wanted my boy Liam to fall asleep, and he's still not sleeping. But we got to get the show on the board, though. He's calm, he's chilling. Hopefully he falls asleep within the next 10 minutes to my very soothing voice. That's just a joke, though. But yeah, guys, as you can see on the screen right there, I didn't actually go over last month's awards, and David De Gea, Manchester United, won the award. We're not really going to go up against who he won it against because I don't have that available right now. I don't want to be looking all over the place for these things. But Man United's number one became the first goalkeeper to win the award for 6 years after producing 22 saves. So, brilliant stuff by David De Gea, though. He deserves it. He's been Man United's savior indeed. Bruno Lage won Manager of the Month, and he won it for the first time with 3 wins out of 3, including Wolves' first Premier League triumph at Manchester United. So, Bruno Lage doing a great job. Didn't start off too well, but his team has been playing well, and the results have definitely come for Wolves this season. So, goal of the month, Mateo Kovacic. Chelsea, the midfielder, spectacularly volleyed in off the post from outside the box versus Liverpool. And he did deserve that goal of the month. You got to give it to him. That was a spectacular goal. If you go back to December, Raheem Sterling won Player of the Month. Pep Guardiola won Manager of the Month. Alexandre Lacazette won Goal of the Month. And if you go further back, Trent, Pep, and Rodri with the Goal of the Month. That was brilliant. That was brilliant, though. So what we're going to be doing, guys, we have a lot of things to talk about. So I'm not even going to get into the Champions League right now, to be completely honest. So let's just recap the results of the past week. And I haven't even got a chance to watch this game because the Champions League was going on, and I didn't even watch the highlights as yet. I watch the highlights tomorrow sometime, man. Whenever I have some time, I watch the highlights. But Man United did defeat Brighton 2-0. And all I know about this game is the result. I didn't actually watch the highlights, as I told you. I didn't watch the game, and I don't know what happened. And if we click on this right now, just for the goal scorers, we could see that Cristiano Ronaldo scored in the 51st minute. Lewis Dunk got sent off in the 54th. And Bruno Fernandes with a goal in the 97th minute. I am yet to see what actually happened in this. Don't know why Lewis Dunk got sent off, but he would be a big miss for Brighton. And Ronaldo ends his goal drought. Bruno Fernandes chipping in with a goal there. He's been mammoth for Man United this season. Big up to the boy Adam the Great, bro. It's been a while since we talked. We got to link up, bro. Definitely got to link up and have a chat very, very soon. So, Ronaldo given king of the match there, as you guys could see. And the United players are smiling once again. They needed that window. They were going through a bit of a slump. So, let's just go back and recap the results from the last match day. See, Burnley 0, Liverpool 1, Newcastle 1, Aston Villa 0 for Newcastle's third consecutive win. Spurs 0, Wolves 2. That was somewhat of a shock result. Wolves picking up some big results on the road. And Spurs the latest victim. Leicester 2, West Ham 2 in a thrilling game. And we had Man United 1, Southampton 1, Brentford 0, Crystal Palace 0, Everton 3, much needed win for them, Leeds 0, Brighton 2, Watford 0, and Manchester City smashing Norwich to bits, 4-0 with somewhat of a rotated team there. So we're going to get into the fixtures, guys. Appreciate everybody who tuned in so far. And before we do though, let's just take a quick look at stats and get up to speed with who's leading the goal scoring charts. Well, it's Salah, but Jota is catching up with 12, Salah with 16. Jota will be out for a few weeks there as well. Raheem Sterling do have 10. He's catching up. Ronaldo with 9. Son Heung-min with 9. Jamie Vardy's been out for a while with 9. Imagine if he was fit. Antonio with 8. Bruno Fernandes with 8. Jared Bowen with 8. And Emmanuel Dennis with 8. He's been on a goal drought lately. Trent Alexander-Arnold leads the assist charts with Salah coming in second. Bowen third. Bowen been doing well with the goals and the assists, though. You got to give it to him. So we got Andy Robertson, Pogba, since like he's added to his assist count since he's came back. Mikel Antonio, Gabriel Jesus, Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, João Cancelo. And one of the most important stat too, Edison leading the goal scoring chart with 14, 2 above Alisson, Ramsdale with 11. And we're not going to get into these other things though. But Liverpool leads the charts with goals, but City do have 61 as well. So look out, man. Coming for you. Coming for you. City leads passes and clean sheets. Liverpool with the crosses. Best in terms of set pieces in the league. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson to, give them the credit for that one. So let's go back to the fixtures, and we're going to get into the fixtures, guys. And we will be talking all 10 fixtures in this video. And I've actually taken out, just for the disclaimer, I've taken out the players to watch segment this week simply because I'm strapped for time and it will take me an extra 5 minutes talking about players. You multiply that by 10, maybe add an extra 35 minutes onto the stream when I do that, right? So let's start with something a bit light. And let's start with Brighton versus Burnley here. Once again, big up to everybody watching. If you're watching a replay, thanks for tuning in. Late night on a Friday, so expect things to be slow and the pace to pick up as we progress. I spent all evening, putting together this live stream. Just so you know, man, it's 9:29 local time. I've been in the basement since about after 5. You see what I mean? I had a rough day, but it's life, man. It's life. You see what I'm saying? It's life. It is life. I got to deal with it, head on. So, for Brighton versus Burnley here, let's go. Brighton versus Burnley. Let's get the head-to-head stat on the screen right there. And let's get things popping. So it's just good to start and, get warmed up. Because, once I get warm, you can't stop me, you know what I'm saying? I'm unstoppable. So, the last game for Brighton, they lost that one on the road to Man United, 2-0. And Burnley lost at home after Stringer draws a 0-0 to Liverpool. Last time these two teams met, Brighton versus Burnley. They did meet early on this season already, with Brighton picking up a 2-1 win at Turf Moor. And since Brighton actually came into the Premier League, back in 2017, they have lost twice to Burnley. And that's about it. So you take a look at the head-to-head, the overall head-to-head between these two teams. 9 matches, 2 wins for Burnley, 2 wins for Brighton, but 5 draws. So I guess it's an even record. It doesn't look like an even record, but it is an even record. But the thing is, Brighton, they haven't lost to Brighton haven't lost to Burnley since 2019, so that's a very good stat. So unbeaten in their last 5 games against the Toffees, including their only 2 wins. So it just shows that this Brighton team have definitely improved. In terms of the managers, Graham Potter, who's been doing a great job with Brighton this season, and since he took charge when Chris Hughton got the sack, right now he has Brighton in ninth position. Ninth. That was only their fifth loss when they lost midweek to Manchester United, and only City, Liverpool, and Chelsea have fewer losses. So brilliant job by Graham Potter. And his adversary in this game, Sean Dyche, he found himself in 20th position, 1 win, 14 points. It's not all over yet. They're still fighting, and we know if there's a team that's going to survive this, it's Burnley, but it's not looking too good at all. Not looking too good. This will be the sixth meeting between the two managers. Sean Dyche is yet to pick up a win against Graham Potter. 3 draws and 2 losses. Graham Potter with 2 wins and 3 draws. Graham Potter has never lost against Burnley, so he looked to preserve that record. While for Dyche, he got 3 wins, 9 draws, and 4 losses in 16 previous games against the Seagulls. So in terms of the team news here, from what I gathered, we have for Brighton, Jeremy Sarmiento remains out. That's a youngster. Lewis Dunk, red carded, so he'll miss the game. Enoch Mwepu, I don't know why I'm saying Eaton, but Enoch Mwepu out, and Alexis McAllister picked up a knock. He'll feature, but you never know. He could be a doubt for this game as well. So in terms of Burnley, Matej Vieira remains out. Charlie Taylor as well with an ankle injury. Johan Berg Goodmanson returning from injury but doubtful. And Wout Weghorst, the new man, is a doubt after picking up a knock. But most likely he will feature. So let's take a look at the latest here. Did you know Burnley are unbeaten in their last 5 trips to Brighton and Hove Albion? 4 of those visits have ended level. Indeed, 8 of the last 12 league meetings between these two teams have drawn, which, wait. 8? Oh, 8. Oh, because I'm like, whoa. Have drawn with each side scoring 2 apiece. Crazy, man. Crazy. 8 of 12 meetings between these two teams. The last 12 have ended in draws. 8 out of 12. Ridiculous. With 2 wins apiece, of course, by both teams. But, wow. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Following their 2-1 victory on the opening weekend, Brighton are looking to complete their first league double over Burnley since the 2012-13 championship campaign. While he is yet to score in his Premier League outing so far, Wout Weghorst has had more shots than any other Burnley player, 8, while no player has created more chances for the Clarets than the Dutchman since his arrival, so 3. So he's definitely been influential. I think he picked up an assist, but yet to score. Brighton have lost just one of their last 8 Premier League matches against sides starting the day, bottom of the table, with that defeat coming at already relegated Sheffield United in April last season. So it gets to the point where I'm going to share my prediction with you, my thoughts on both teams, and we're going to keep it moving here. So, look. For Brighton, this game is going to be a struggle, man. They already sold Dan Burn to Newcastle. And now you see the leader at the back there, Lewis Dunk, out. Suspended. That's going to be a big miss. Definitely going to be a big miss. And which means that Adam Webster and you're going to have Shane Duffy going to slot in. And I know Webster, he has been very solid, but Duffy has been a fringe player for the most part this season, and it's going to take a lot for him to actually step in. But there's also versatile players like Joel Veltman who could slot in there and, do a good job, a quality job. But I think it should be Shane Duffy or Veltman. Let's see. And most likely Tariq Lamptey would start at right back with Cucurella at left back. So, look, Lewis Dunk's absence could affect them, but I don't know how much it would affect the result because we know Brighton are draw kings of the league. They just love to draw games. I'm surprised they didn't eke out a draw against Manchester United, but, you know, they lost that game. Look for them to bounce back. They will be looking to actually respond and bounce back with a win here against a struggling Burnley team. But also, if you assess what Burnley have been doing lately, they haven't been playing badly. You know what I mean? They picked up some draws on the bounce, but they met Liverpool. They gave them a good game. Weren't clinical enough. And we know the problem with this Burnley team is scoring goals. But there's guys who do have a goal or two in them, like Maxwell Carney, and Wout Weghorst would be looking to score his debut Premier League goal there. So, look, Burnley, they're struggling. They need points. Are they going to win the game? Unlikely, in my opinion. Unlikely, but it is definitely possible. It's a Premier League. We know how unpredictable these games are. Their defense is very solid as well. Tarkowski, Pope at the back. And the team, they haven't been playing badly. They just not been picking up the results. And their games have come very sporadic this season. A lot of postponements and so on. I could see this one ending in another draw, though. I definitely could see this one ending in another draw. But I don't see Burnley winning it. The most they're going to get from this game is a draw, in my opinion. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think that's a fair assessment of both these teams currently. Brighton's next game will be against Villa. Then they take on Newcastle. Then Liverpool on March 12th. And they're currently 9th. They will look to pick up 3 points and put pressure on the teams above them. As for Burnley struggling, 3 points would actually do them very good. They have quite a few games in hand. So if they pick up a couple 3-pointers, you know what I mean, they could jump out the relegation zone, you know, by the time you before you blink. But it's easier said than done. In 21 games, they've only picked up 1 win. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. For them, their next game is against Tottenham, a struggling Tottenham, so who knows? Maybe they'll be able to get something from that. Then they do have Crystal Palace, Leicester, Chelsea coming up. Look, we know what Burnley are capable of doing, but do they have it in them this season to survive their drop? I don't know, man. At the beginning of the season, I would have never predicted Burnley to get relegated, but as I keep saying, they get relegated. I don't miss this team, man. Seriously. Sorry, Burnley fans, but I just won't. So, what we got here, man? What we got here? Big up to Adam the Great, who says Brighton should win this and Burnley should win it. They could win it too, you mean? Draw written all over it. But I'll go Brighton. Solid team 2-1. Thank you very much, man. Big up to Phil Jones in the house, man. How are you doing? Who else we got? Online school in here. The LFC Asian Delight. Wow, Steve. Wow. You put the LFC in your name now? Damn, you go from Barcelona to LFC now? Jesus, Steve. Wow. Kirkbert McVeigh, how are you? 1-1. What we got? What else we got here, man? What else we got? Big up to each and everyone in here who tuned in. Make sure you guys smash up the thumbs up button for the live stream. Elias Abs in the house. How are you, man? Nice to see you coming in, man. Look, we're going to keep it moving. We got 9 more games to talk about. Let's not delay this anymore. Let's move on to Southampton versus Everton. This one is definitely a tough one to predict. This one is harder. You know what I mean? This one is definitely hard. Southampton, they've been playing some really good football. And Everton on the new man, Frank Lampard, you know, they will look to continue that momentum from the last game after losing so many games on the bounce. You know, so Southampton coming in the game 10th, 29 points. Everton 16th, 22 points. So the last game, Man United 1, Southampton 1, Everton 3, Leeds United 0. So they are looking to pick up back-to-back wins here. It would be very, very difficult. Something they haven't done in quite a while. They already sacked the manager this season, so they're in a kind of precarious position right now where they got to keep picking up the points or they could get dragged into somewhat of a relegation scrap that they don't want to be a part of whatsoever. So in terms of the last meeting between these two teams, Everton defeated Southampton 3-1 on match day 1 this season. And last season, they also picked up a 1-0 win on match day 26. Southampton do have a win last season as well. October 25th, they defeated Everton 2-0 at St. Mary's Park. And they will look to actually repeat that. This will be a home game. This will be the first time they return to St. Mary's Park after visiting Goodison Park twice and losing on both occasions. You know what I mean? So in terms of the overall Premier League record here, 45 games, 13 wins for Southampton, 20 wins for Everton, 12 games have ended in draws. So in terms of the managers here, Frank Lampard versus Ralph Hasenhüttl. This would be the sixth meeting between the two managers. Lampard will have 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Ralph Hasenhüttl with the opposite of that result, 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Against Everton, Ralph Hasenhüttl has 2 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses. And against Southampton, Lampard only, for Chelsea against Southampton, 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. So didn't do too well against, he did actually manage 2 games for Derby against Southampton. That was in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. So for Chelsea, it was a win, a draw, and a loss there. So not the greatest of records. We know Frank Lampard was not, he will not go down as one of the best Chelsea managers of all time. We know that, you know what I'm saying? This is a known fact. This is something that we know, you know what I mean? So give it up to Frank, he's made his way back into the Premier League, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's see what he does this time around. So let's just switch this and get the players up. I hate my screen keeps going off over here where I'm monitoring the damn live stream, Telling you, man. Telling you. Everything's breaking for me this year. Everything's breaking, I'm telling you, man. It's how you bounce back, though. It's definitely how you bounce back from when things break. So, look, for Southampton, Nathan Tella is, nearing full fitness. I don't think he'll feature in the game, though. Nathan Redmond could also return. Jan Bednarek, he should be fit for this game. Alex McCarthy should remain out, along with Lianco with a thigh injury. For Everton, Yerry Mina, he's out for sure. Was injured for most of the season, and he came back, got injured again. Ben Godfrey, he'll be out. Fabian Delph, former City man, out. Abdullah Decore, close to return. Damari Gray out. Vitaly Mikolenko could return, and Tom Davies would be out for this one. So, look, let's go over to the digital section. Let's find out some more things about these teams. Everton's Richarlison has scored 5 goals in his last 6 Premier League matches against Southampton, netted in each of his last 4 against them. Only Harry Kane 6 matches and Andrew Cole 5 have scored more in consecutive Premier League appearances against the Saints. Southampton have lost just once at home in the Premier League this season and are unbeaten in their last 8 at St. Mary's, 3 wins, 5 draws, since a 1-0 defeat to Wolverhampton Wanderers in September. That's an impressive record this season there, though. Following their 3-1 victory on the opening weekend, Everton are looking to complete their first league double over Southampton since the 2001-2002 season. Southampton's Che Adams has scored in his last 2 Premier League matches, netting Saints' winner against Tottenham and the equalizer at Man United. Only once before has he scored in 3 consecutive Premier League appearances, doing so in March of 2021. Andy Madley will be in charge of this game. And in terms of my predictions, guys, look, Everton have not been the best this season. We know that. But that was a big win in their last game against Leeds. Convincing 3-0 victory against a stuttering Leeds. Let's keep it real. But you're coming up against a Southampton team who are coming off a good stretch of games. A 1-1 draw against United. And this team is going to be very, very difficult to beat. I don't know how they're managing to pull off these results. But you're talking a 3-2 win over Tottenham, a 2-1 over Coventry, 1-1 against City. They did lose to Wolves, but they smashed Brentford 4-1. 3-2 against Swansea, 1-1 against Spurs, 3-2 against West Ham. They've been picking up some solid results, and it's gonna be hard for an Everton team who are just trying to find their feet to actually get the better of Southampton here. You know what I'm saying? James Ward-Prowse have been playing some good football. Amanda Brozier, Che Adams, Stuart Armstrong fit again. And with Salisu at the back, they've looked very, very solid. And Fraser Foster has definitely done a great job in goal. Kyle Walker-Peters, Perot as well comes to mind. These guys have been working very hard. Romeo. You know, the entire Southampton team have been performing well as a collective. As for Everton, you know, a lot of injuries have really hurt the team. I got to say, have definitely it disrupted things, and they've struggled. They've definitely struggled. Could they actually win 2 on the bounce? It's going to be tough to pull that off against Southampton. You have Calvert-Lewin coming back from injury, still trying to find his form. I don't think Richarlison has been at his best this season, but in patches we have seen what he's capable of doing. Guys just need to step up, you know. You can't just keep depending on one set of guys, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got to step up and play their part here. Newman, Donny van de Beek, Dele Alli, these guys got to step up. Anwar Ghazi, these guys got to step up when the opportunity arises. I could see this one ending in a 2-2 draw. I'm sorry to predict, you know, a draw here for this, but it's just, you know, back-to-back games, you know, right now. First, Brighton, Burnley, a draw, and I'm going to go for this one to end in a draw too. I think it's a fair assessment, though, because, you know, this one is very hard to call. Let me just put it that way. If you're a Liverpool fan, you might want Everton to lose, you see what I mean? But you got to give it to them, man. They played well in the last game against Leeds. Share your predictions with me in the chat, though. We'll definitely appreciate that. And for Southampton, the next game's coming up against Norwich. Then they do have West Ham in the 5th round of the FA Cup. A team they beat already this season in the league. And they do have a game coming up against Aston Villa, Newcastle. They have some good fixtures coming up. Watford, Burnley, Leeds. They got some really good fixtures coming up, man. So, look, let's see what they're made of. Let's see if they could continue their great form. And as for Everton, who are currently in the 16th position, Southampton at 10th. Southampton are closing in on those Europa League places, you know what I mean? They would want to, you know, fight for that. For Everton, how's it looking? They got Man City coming up next. That's not good. That ain't good at all. They got Boham Wood in the FA Cup. Tottenham in the league. Wolves. They got some tough games coming up. Let's just put it that way. So all the best to Everton and Southampton. Big up to each and everybody in the house right about now, man. So what we got? What we got, man? What we got in terms of my peeps? Let me see. Let me see what you guys just said there. I did see some dumb comment popped up there. So Ben Johnson. Oh my God. Let me see. Ben Johnson is supposed to train for the match against Newcastle. Not commenting. Oh man. Well, big up to each and everybody in the house right about now. We got 40-something people watching. Told y'all it would pick up. Nice to see you guys in here. Appreciate the love, the support. And, I've been trying to stay consistent, you know what I mean? And I've been consistent. We content creators create this culture sometimes where we're overly consistent, where we drop a lot of videos, you know what I'm saying? And then when you scale back a bit, people say, whoa, you're not uploading videos? Yeah, I've been uploading. I've been going live quite often. Come on. You know what I mean? I got to take it easy. I got to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, guys, we're definitely going to keep it moving. We're doing well so far. And we want to continue with that pace. And let's talk about the next game, man. Let's talk Arsenal versus Brentford. You know what I mean? Let's not delay this one any longer. And let's talk about Arsenal, Brentford. We know they met once this season. Of course, Brentford won the game. Broke Arsenal's hearts. Arsenal were going through a bad patch then, though. You got to give it to them. So, look. Wolves 0, Arsenal 1 in their last game. Scrappy win, but a win nevertheless. You know what they always say. The good teams know how to scrap it out and pick up a win, when the going gets tough. As for Brentford, they picked up a well-needed draw to stop the bleeding, a 0-0 against Crystal Palace. And in their last meeting, Brentford defeated Arsenal 2-0 on match day 1. Their very first game in the Premier League, they defeated Arsenal, sent shockwaves throughout the football world, had everybody talking all good things about Brentford. What do people have to say right now? How you feel about what Brentford's doing after 14 games? They do have 24 points and after 25 games, you know what I mean? 14, 25 games, 24 points, minus 14 goal difference. Not bad. They're doing a lot better than six other teams, so not bad at all. They are actually the best promoted team when Norwich and Watford are both in the relegation zone, and Brentford do have a 7 and 9 point gap over those teams. So Thomas Frank and his boys have been doing much better than those other teams that came up with them. So, yeah, Arteta, he's definitely steadied the ship. Not in the news that much these days, but let's see. Anything could happen at any given time. We know that. Brentford and Arsenal did meet in 2018 as well in the third round of the League Cup. Arsenal won that game. And I think that's an all-time record. Then they haven't met, according to what I have in front of me right now. They haven't met previously. So 1 win apiece in the 2 games that they have met each other in. So as for the managers, it's the same record. They have met once. 1 win for Thomas Frank. And, different managers were in charge when they met in the League Cup back in 2018. So in terms of players here and availability and what I have, we have for Arsenal, Gabriel Martinelli will miss the game, a red card in his last match. Bert Leonard will be back on the bench, fit again. And Takehiro Tomiyasu could definitely feature after his layoff from injury there. But maybe on the bench, let's see. For Brentford, Christian Eriksen, he's not ready yet to actually feature. Let's see whenever he does get involved. Let's see what he does. Ivan Toney has a 50% chance of playing this game. Matthias Jorgensen remains out. Tariq Fosu and Julian Janvier. So we're going to keep it moving and let's go to the latest here. Brentford are looking to become the first promoted side to complete a Premier League double over Arsenal since Blackburn Rovers in 1992-93. It would be a big achievement, but it would take a huge effort to do so. Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 32 Premier League matches against promoted sides since the... Wait. Home matches, okay? Let me just make that one clear. Home matches, right? Since a 1-0 defeat against Newcastle United in November of 2010, the Gunners have only failed to score in one of those 32 contests, a goalless draw with Middlesbrough in October of 2016. Who remembers that Middlesbrough team? Came up and went right back down. Sergi Canos and Christian Norgard scored Brentford's goals in their 2-0 win over Arsenal in the reverse fixture. In the last 10 seasons, only one player at a promoted club has scored home and away against the Gunners, with Charlie Austin doing so for QPR back in 2014-15. Arsenal striker Alexander Lacazette has scored 12 London derby goals at the Emirates Stadium. He's the highest scoring player in such fixtures at the ground in the competition. And yeah, this is a London derby. John Moss would be in charge. It's not the hugest London derby, but in terms of what Brentford did at the beginning of the season against Arsenal, this one is a huge, huge game. So, what are my thoughts here and what's my prediction for this one? Look, Brentford's been struggling, and I mean struggling big time. Big time. They need results. And I don't mean these draws here and there. They need wins. It's imperative that they pick up a couple wins under their belt right now because they're losing their way, man. They're really, really losing their way, and they could get dragged into a relegation scrap in the next 6 games. You see what I'm saying? The teams looking to climb out, they could get dragged back in. And they won't want that. They definitely won't want that. Arsenal had to scrap it out against Wolves in the last Premier League game. They have been on a break, so that could actually help them, or it could hurt them where they could have to shake off that rust. But look, for Brentford, I don't think they have been scoring enough goals. I don't think enough players are actually stepping up and scoring for the team. Ivan Toney, he has been relied upon, and Mbeumo hasn't been clinical enough. He has been hitting the post way too many times. Wissa was good at the start of the season. His goals have dried up, and you need the defenders to chip in with some goals as well from set pieces. So, look, Raya back in goal is very, very important for Brentford. Very, very important. Expect to see some better performances with him back, because when they had a great start to the season, he was in goal, he got injured, the wheels fell off a bit there. But look, with Arsenal playing some good football under Arteta for the most part this season, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, he'll be out. Lacazette, got to give him a shout. Odegaard, Tomiyasu. You have Nuno Tavares, been, some good cameos. Kieran Tierney, their defense have been solid. Aaron Ramsdale, their player of the season so far. They now have their midfield available again with Partey and Xhaka, Lukanga. Look, El Neni. I see Arsenal winning this one 2-0 though. I think they'll just be a bit too much for struggling Brentford, who will get one to stay in the conversation. But I do think Arsenal would go on to win this one. 2-1. First, team I'm predicting today to win a game. My previous 2 predictions were draws. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions and who you think would actually win this game. We're going to definitely keep it moving. We won't be delaying. We won't be, lingering too much. And just to give you some info on the next games for both of these teams, Arsenal, they have Wolves. That's going to be a tough game. Then they have another London derby against Watford. And they do have Leicester, Liverpool, Aston Villa. Yeah, some tough games coming up. They don't have to play Man City again for the rest of the season, So they don't have to worry about that. As for Brentford, Arsenal, guys, just so you know, they're in 6th position right now, 39 points. Trying to get that top 4 spot to get back in the Champions League. It's going to be an interesting battle between those teams. Chelsea, you got to put them in there. Man United, West Ham, Arsenal, Wolves, Tottenham, Brighton, Southampton to a lesser extent. As for Brentford, who are 14th right now, Their next game will be against Newcastle. A resurgent Newcastle is going to be very difficult. Norwich trying to stay up, trying to pick up points. And then they do have Burnley. So some good games coming up for them. Let's see how many they do win. It's my thoughts. Let me know yours, guys. We're going to keep it pushing. Big up to everybody in the house right about now, man. What we got here? What we got? Big up to Mr. Usman. What we got, man? Jordan Hyman, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Robert Robinson. FDT in the house. How are you doing, FDT? What else we got here, man? Big up everybody. Big up everybody. You guys are the real deal for tuning in to yet another one. Guys, we're going to keep it moving. Definitely going to keep it moving. Let's move on to the game between, where is that, man? West Ham and Newcastle United. We're going to keep these going, man. We're definitely going to keep talking about these Premier League matches. We're not going to be distracted, go down any rabbit holes right now. We got to get the job done because it's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work, guys. You know what I'm saying? Try it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about if you don't believe me. So West Ham versus Newcastle here. Premier League. West Ham last game 2-2 against Leicester. They're still in the Europa League, but the Europa League round of 16 playoffs are going on. So they top their group, so they weigh in on their opponent. Newcastle won Aston Villa 0 in their last game. Newcastle United are on the up. It's going to be very difficult to stop him. But I think, you know, this will be a very good test for them coming up against West Ham. We know how good West Ham are, and we know how good they have been. They have actually overachieved this season, and the West Ham fans can't ask for nothing else. But look, the last time these two teams met, it was a thriller. 6 goals. 4 for West Ham, 2 for Newcastle. That was a great result. But Newcastle was having a very good run against West Ham prior to that, picking up 3 wins and a draw. So they do have a good record in their last 10 against West Ham, picking up 6 wins. So look, West Ham are a team they do like playing against. They enjoy playing against West Ham. 3 losses for Newcastle and a draw during that time. They enjoy playing against West Ham, man. So let us see if they could win 4 on the bounce here. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but it's doable. So Eddie Howe versus David Moyes. This will be the 6th game. Eddie Howe has 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Moyes with 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. David Moyes would be playing his 30th game against Newcastle. 11 wins, 7 draws, and 11 losses. For Eddie Howe, this would be his 14th game against West Ham. Solid record, 5 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. So pretty similar in terms of their returns against their respective teams here. So in terms of the player availability, let's go into that one right now and let's keep it going. So for Newcastle United, okay, player availability, squads. Yeah. Javier Manquillo will be out. Federico Fernandez, I don't know why I'm saying Facundo. Matt Target should return. Couldn't feature against his parent club there. Aston Villa. Isaac Hayden ruled out. Kieran Trippier ruled out. That one is key. Matt Ritchie, Callum Wilson, and Jamal Lewis all ruled out. So Newcastle United dealing with some injury problem there. The squad is stretched thin, wafer thin right now. And it's going to be a difficult task toppling this very spirited West Ham United team. For West Ham, Kurt Zouma could return. He was ill in his last game. In the last game, pulled out before training. Arthur Masuaku and Angelo Agbana should go on to miss this game. Let's take a look at the latest here and see what we got. Newcastle United have scored from a direct free kick in each of their last 3 Premier League matches, with Jonjo Shelvey netting against Leeds and Kieran Trippier striking against Everton and Aston Villa. No team have ever scored from a direct free kick in 4 consecutive matches in the competition. Look, with Kieran Trippier out, it's going to be a tough task pulling that one off, but Shelvey should fancy his chances. The Magpies have won their last 2 Premier League matches at West Ham United. They've never won 3 consecutive visits to the Hammers in their league history, so good on them. They do have a solid record against West Ham, especially recently. They'll be looking to, continue that after their loss early on this season. So, following their 4-2 win on the opening weekend, West Ham are looking to complete the Premier League double over Newcastle for just the 3rd time, previously doing so in 1998-99 and 2018-19. David Moyes' side have scored at least once in all 12 of their Premier League home matches this season, the best such 100% record in the competition this term. The Hammers have scored and conceded in 16 Premier League matches this season, with no side doing so more often. Yeah, do play some attractive football though. You got to put it out. You got to give it to them. Chris Kavanagh will be in charge of this game, and it brings you to my prediction. What am I going to predict here for this game? So, look, for West Ham, we know what they're capable of doing, right? We know. They have been a bit inconsistent lately. I gotta call them out on that. They've been good this season, but lately, definitely some inconsistency creeping into their game, right? The last game, 2-2 draw against Leicester City. They did beat Watford a 1-0. And Kidderminster, like barely, lost to United in that game at Old Trafford. Lost to Leeds, beat Norwich. See what I'm saying? 2-0 against Leeds in the FA Cup. Did beat Crystal Palace 3-2. Beat Watford 4-1. Lost to Southampton. Lost to Tottenham in the EFL Cup. Lost to Arsenal in the league. Drew to Burnley. So you get the point I'm trying to make. Since December, they've been very inconsistent. They lose to Dinamo Zagreb in the Europa League as well. So we don't even know what we're going to get from West Ham. Are we going to get that really good West Ham team? Or are we going to get a complacent West Ham coming up against a resurgent Newcastle United who are looking to win 4 on the bounce here? You know what I'm saying? Newcastle wins this one. Oh my God. Look, it would put them in a very, very good position. They would pick up 3 points, and look, according to the other results, they could leapfrog Leeds United up to 15th if Leeds fail to get anything. And with Leeds coming up against Manchester United, it's going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one. So Newcastle will be licking their chops here coming up against West Ham. Definitely a beatable team right now with the form Newcastle is showing. But look, with Kieran Trippier missing, so many injuries, it is gonna be a struggle. I know they brought in Chris Wood. He hasn't really hit the ground running. Brought in Bruno Guimaraes. Let's see if he'll start this game. And Dan Burn. They've tried. They've really made some impact signings. Alain Saint-Maximin has been lively. Ryan Fraser as well comes to mind. But guys, I could just see this West Ham team getting the better of Newcastle. I think Kieran Trippier is going to be a big miss. And they're just missing way too many players, in my opinion. Even if Lascelles come back, he's coming off of injury. You know what I'm saying? So I could see this West Ham team, Mikel Antonio, he's been quiet lately, but still looked good in his last game. Jared Bowen on absolute fire. Benrahma Lanzini comes to mind. You know what I mean? These guys, Trusek, these guys, Rice. I could see West Ham definitely stepping up and get a win here. 2-2 against Leicester. They need a win. West Ham 2, Newcastle 1. And that'll stop their winning streak. Guys, do you see Newcastle winning 4 on a bounce or even picking up a draw here, let me know in the chat. So for Newcastle, they're in 17th. They need to keep the momentum going, unbeaten in their last 5. So one of the most informed teams in the league for sure. And for them, for Newcastle, after this game against West Ham, they do have Brentford, Brighton, Southampton, then they do have Chelsea. So the next 4 games, they're games they could get points from. They're definitely games they could get points from, and it's up to them though. It's up to them. The destiny in their own hands right now. As for West Ham United, for West Ham, they do have Wolves coming up, Southampton in the 5th round of the FA Cup, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Tottenham. They have some tough games left. They do have Man City left as well, so Chelsea as well towards the back end of the season. Teams they beat already, so they would fancy their chances in that game for sure, man. So 2-1 to West Ham, my prediction. Let's see if Newcastle could actually prove me wrong. So big up to each and everybody in the house right about now, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another one. It's late, 10-12 p.m. I gotta keep this going. Definitely gotta keep this going, man. You know what I mean? It's late. I've been up since when? 6 this morning. The boy Liam woke up extra early, so I had to, keep him so my wife could get some sleep. And I haven't gotten a nap all day, man. I've been busy. You know what I'm saying? And it's not been the best of days, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm hanging in there. I'm okay, man. I'm a big boy. I'm hanging in there. Every day ain't gonna be great. Let's just put it out there. Every day ain't gonna be the greatest of days. So let's move on to the next game. And let's talk. Where's that? Let's talk Crystal Palace versus Chelsea here. Let's talk about the World Club champions, Chelsea. Let's take a little 10 seconds to give Chelsea a little round of applause. I can't really clap too much right now, but clap, Chelsea. Well played on becoming champions of world football. Even though it was a scrappy win, it's a win nevertheless. And they, coming off of that, will play in the mini London derby here against Crystal Palace, who are starting the day in 13th. Well, I don't know if they'll start in 13th, but right now they're in 13th position here as we speak. Okay season, satisfactory. And as for Chelsea, they're in 3rd, but they got to watch their backs, man, because, you got Arsenal in 6th with 39 points, and they do have 2 games in hand, so they could, come within 2 points of Chelsea there. You have Wolves on the come up as well. Chelsea got to be very, very careful. With United on 43 points, West Ham on 41. These teams are catching up, though. So for Chelsea, they would just need to be consistent. That's what it takes. Be consistent. Okay? So for Palace, 0-0 in the last game against Brentford. Chelsea 2-1 in the. Well, wait. Let me just do a quick double check here, because I don't even know if I'm reading this thing right. Am I reading this right? Oh yeah. Palmeiras, because I'm like PAL. Crystal Palace is cry, right? Crystal Palace. I'm like, whoa, am I dreaming here? So yeah, 2-1 versus Palmeiras in the Club World Cup. In terms of their last Premier League game, though, it was a 2-0 win against Tottenham Hotspur. So Chelsea are coming off of a very good run. Since the loss against Manchester City, they've draw the game against Brighton. They beat Tottenham, beat Plymouth Argyle, beat Al Hilal, and they've beaten Palmeiras. So they're on a win streak here right now. They're on a 4-match win streak in all competitions. And they face Crystal Palace. So Chelsea played that game on Saturday the 12th. It's going to be, coming up tomorrow the 19th. So they had a week to rest and recoup and, come again and take a stab at the Premier League title. So I think it's long gone for them. But they would aim to get one of those top 4 spots, win the League Cup, of course. So yeah, congrats again to Chelsea, you know what I mean? Even though I think it should have been City in the winning the Champions League and being in the freaking Club World Cup, it's okay. We didn't make it, so Chelsea did. And congrats, man. You had to get past the best team in the world in Manchester City. Guys, it's just a City fan talking, to get there. So kudos, man. Kudos. Kudos indeed. So the last meeting between these two teams, guys, listen to this. Last 10 meetings, Crystal Palace, they do have 2 wins, right? They did back-to-back wins in 2017 against Chelsea across 2 different seasons, right? But since then, they have lost every single game. And those are all Premier League matches against the Blues. So it's been tough. It's been very, very tough for Crystal Palace in this particular London derby. And it's going to be tough again, man, because Chelsea, they want to silence their critics. They want to pick things up. Tuchel and his team has fallen by the wayside a bit, but let's see if the Club World Cup triumph would actually help their confidence and help them continue picking up good results in the Premier League here. So, yeah, last meeting a 3-0 win for Chelsea, and that was on match day 1. Let's see what they do on this match day 26. So, in terms of the managers, Patrick Vieira versus Thomas Tuchel, they did meet in France when Vieira was in charge of Nice and Tuchel in charge of PSG, of course. Vieira has never beaten Tuchel. 1 draw and 4 losses. Tuchel with the opposite of the record, right? And in his 2 matches against Crystal Palace, Tuchel has won both. While for Vieira, 1 game against Chelsea, he took a fat L. You know what I mean? Took a big fat L. So, look, in terms of the players and the availability here, let's just go. For Crystal Palace, Cheku Kouyaté, returning from the AFCON, is a doubt for this game. Conor Gallagher is on loan from Chelsea, so he cannot feature. And Nathan Ferguson is out. For Chelsea, squad is pretty fit right now, but Reece James, Mason Mount, and Ben Chilwell should all miss the game. Let's see if any of them do feature off the bench or something like that. So, yeah, for the most part, both these teams are very fit right now. Very, very fit. Not much more to get into in terms of that. All right, so let's take a look at the latest here. Chelsea faced Palace, boasting best win rate in Premier League history. So, yeah. In terms of the all-time Premier League meetings, 25 games, 19 wins for Chelsea, 2 draws, and 4 wins for Crystal Palace. Chelsea have won 76% of their Premier League matches against Crystal Palace, 19 out of 25, including the last 8 in a row. With a minimum of 20 meetings, it is the highest win rate that one team have against another in the competition's history. 40% of Crystal Palace's Premier League wins this season, 2 out of 5, have come against sides starting the day in the top 4. 3-0 versus Spurs and 2-0 versus Manchester City. Please don't remind me. Please. The Eagles have never won as many as 3 matches against sides in the top 4 within a single top flight campaign. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Chelsea's Christian Pulisic has scored 5 goals in his 5 Premier League matches against Palace, including 3 in 2 at Selhurst Park. It's more than he scored against any other opponent in the competition. Palace's Michael Olise has been directly involved in 7 goals in his last 7 matches in all competitions. 3 goals, 4 assists. While overall this season he's averaging a goal or assist every 75 minutes. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Wait, didn't Olise come from Chelsea? If I'm not, I can't even remember though. I can't even remember where he came over from. I doubt. No, he didn't. He didn't. That's from Reading. Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking. I know Chelsea always sell on their youngsters, so for a second I was like, whoa, was he a Chelsea youngster? But we know Mark Guehi came through the Chelsea Academy there. So Guehi was sold to Crystal Palace in the summer. So, yeah. Definitely not Olise. And there's also Conor Gallagher. He won't feature in this game because he is on loan from Chelsea. So that's just a couple insights, updates on the players. And now it's time to let you guys know my predictions. So in terms of the referee, David Coote would be in charge. And guys, please share your prediction in the chat, man. I will definitely appreciate that. So look, it's let me just put it this way. Chelsea, they haven't lived up to expectations, right? They definitely haven't. Palace, yeah. They usually around 13th, and that's where they're at right now. Chelsea are in the top 4. That's where they should be, but I think they should have been in the title race still. Remember, they won top the league, and then they lost their way, and then Man City were about 16 points ahead of them, and it ain't looking good right now for Chelsea in terms of the Premier League, but they do still have the Champions League, you know what I mean? They do still have the League Cup, and they're still in the FA Cup as well, where they do play Luton Town in the 5th round. Look, if they want to stay in the hunt, they got to continue picking up wins. They went to the Club World Cup. They won that one. It wasn't the most convincing win, but nevertheless, they won it. You see what I'm saying? You got to give them credit. You definitely got to give them credit. They've been, so-so, inconsistent, but have pulled things back. Think about the results recently, as I mentioned earlier. 2-0 versus Palmeiras. A 2-1 versus Palmeiras. A 1-0 versus Al Hilal. A 2-1 versus Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup there. Even though that one had to go into extra time, they still got the job done. They beat Tottenham. They drew to Brighton. Lost to City. But before that, they had a string of good results as well, where they beat Tottenham in the EFL Cup. They drew to Liverpool. They beat Chesterfield. So in 2022, they've been better. And they've only lost 1 game. So you got to give it to them, man. And you lost that game to one of the best teams in the world. Yeah, Chelsea's the best team in the world based on FIFA and everything. They won the Club World Cup. You got to give it to them. For Palace, they've been playing an open brand of football. I expect them to take the game to Chelsea. I really don't think Vieira knows anything else. He lacks pragmatism in his approach, I think, and a lot of times that is their undoing. They look good, they get the goal, and then they start shipping goals and let the opposition back in the team. For this game, I can't see anything other than a Chelsea win. You know what I mean? I know a few key players are out in Mount, James, Chilwell, but they should have adequate and enough players in the squad, to get the job done. Lukaku, Werner, Havertz, all these guys got to step up and get the job done. Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante. This is what we talked about at the beginning of the season. Chelsea's squad and their depth. Now they got to flex it. Now they got to flex the depth. Edward Mendy in goal. He has done great. Won FIFA Goalkeeper of the Year. African Cup of Nations Goalkeeper of the Tournament. So he's brutal. He's got a lot of confidence. I see Chelsea winning this one, 2-1. Look, as much as I would love to see Chelsea lose the game so I could laugh at Chelsea fans a bit, like Gervais, I think they're going to win the game, man. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, they do have Lille coming up next week in the Champions League. They will host the game. And the next game in the Premier League is against Burnley. But before that, they do have some, they do have a busy schedule. They do have Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final. So you're talking Champions League, Carabao Cup final, still in the FA Cup. They will look to win these things, right? Right, Chelsea? Right, Chelsea fans? You guys want to win these things? So 2-1. So in terms of Crystal Palace, their next game is against Watford. They would fancy Watford, Burnley. They would fancy these teams. They need to pick up something. They need to continue picking up points. They're not in the green yet. 24 games played, 26 points, 3 draws, 2 losses in their last 5. It's calling out for a Crystal Palace win here, but I don't think they're gonna do it. Chelsea 2, Palace 1. So big up to each and everybody in the house right about now. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. Let's get the stream up to 30 likes. Come on, smash it up if you haven't done so as yet. Would definitely appreciate that, man. MVP Kevin in the house, who's saying 2-1 to Chelsea. Robert in the house. Steve, Asian Delight. God damn, man. Jordan Hyman. Who else we got? Elijah Lawson, man. Hello, Dom. I just want to say Tottenham. It's a tough team, but we hope to win this game. I'm going to say 3-1 to City. Okay, take care. You gone? Oh, man. Sorry, Dom. City will never be in the Club World Cup. Oh, man. Got a hater here. Got a big hater. It's okay, bro. Continue hating. It's what some of y'all do best. So, we're going to keep it going, man. We're definitely going to keep it going. Let's move on to the next game. Leeds United versus Manchester United. So, I've talked about Chelsea. I've given Chelsea a lot of, kudos. And let's see what they'll do. But let's talk about this one. This one is a big one, you know what I'm saying? Red Roses versus White Roses. Get the stats on screen there. Even though it's a big game, Leeds haven't really done well in this fixture throughout, history. Not at all. They haven't done well. They haven't fared well against Manchester United. But now would be the perfect time to get something from the game. Indeed. So let's talk about this one. Everton 3, Leeds 0 in their last game. Man United 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. United with a big win. They needed that one after 2 draws on the bounce, and they picked up 6 L's this season, which is not good enough at all. Not good enough for a team looking to compete for the title. Or maybe they never had any title hopes at all from the beginning. Maybe they never did. Maybe they never did. Oh, man, it's funny. It's funny. Let's talk about these bums, man. The last time Man United met Leeds, they smashed them on match. They won 5-1. Are we going to see something like that happening again? They have really beaten up on Leeds since Leeds' return to the league, though. Leeds 2 last season, United 6. Then they followed that up with a 0-0 draw. They were a lot better in the second half of the season there. And then United 5, Leeds 1 earlier this season. Could we see Man United doing the league double over Leeds, or are we going to see a pattern continue where Leeds do end up getting something from the game? A 1-1, a 0-0 draw? It's quite possible. United, the epitome of inconsistency. Ralph Ragnick have stepped in and, I don't want to say steady the ship, but he has looked a lot better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was actually clueless. So United fans must be happy to see the back of him. So 5-1 for United in the last game, 6-2 last season, but a 0-0 draw in between there could be somewhat of a, where Leeds could actually look for confidence, for inspiration as well. So in terms of the all-time Premier League results, 27 games, 4 wins for Leeds, 15 wins for Manchester United, and 8 games have ended in draws. Look for the likes of Bruno Fernandes coming up against a struggling Rafinha in this game. That's going to be interesting. Ralph Ragnick managing against Leeds for the first time against Bielsa as well. Bielsa's 5 matches against United, one draw, 2 wins, and 2 losses. And you ask where those wins came from? Those wins came from when he was in charge of Athletic Bilbao, 11-12 season in the last 16 of the Europa League. Yeah. So United's been in the Europa League for some time, man. You know what I'm saying? These bums, man. These bummy team. Sorry, United fans, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm a City fan. That's all you're going to get. Hate, and vitriol. I'm just messing with you, man. It is what it is. We'll just let United just fall flat on their faces and just continue to fail. So, look, in terms of player availability here, we know Leeds have definitely struggled all season with players and injuries, a few suspension here and there. So, Liam Cooper, Calvin Phillips would both be out. Stuart Dallas is a doubt for the game as well. Junior Firpo could return. Leo Hilde, youngster who came off the bench recently, he'll be out, and Patrick Bamford will be out as well. For United, Edinson Cavani out. Nemanja Matic could return. Rafael Varane could return. He didn't feature in the last game. And we have Tom Heaton and Mason Greenwood definitely won't feature. We know that, right? We know that. In terms of the latest here, did you know Bruno Fernandes has been involved in 6 goals in his 3 Premier League appearances for Manchester United against Leeds United? 5 goals and 1 assist. Netted a hat-trick in the reverse fixture on the opening weekend of the season. So, yeah, remember the hat-trick like it was yesterday. Pogba, I think, picked up 4 assists in that game. And Bruno Fernandes was absolutely on fire. Man United have scored in each of their last 14 Premier League away matches, last failing to do so at Leeds in a 0-0 affair. The Reds are the only side to have scored in 100% of their away contests in the competition this term. Good stuff. Not all great results, but good record nevertheless. Man United forward Cristiano Ronaldo's last Premier League appearance against Leeds was on the 18th of October 2003. If he plays this weekend, it will be the longest gap for a player between matches against a specific opponent in the competition. 18 years, 125 days, which is absolutely ridiculous if you ask me. Leeds are looking for a second win in 17 league matches against United. Anyways, Paul Tierney will be in charge of this game. And what's my prediction for this one? Look, Leeds are having an indifferent season, man. They're missing a lot of key players. Phillips holds the midfield together. Bamford was a revelation last season. Liam Cooper, very, reliable in terms of his availability, but suffered a setback. And so Stuart Dallas. These guys are mainstays in this team. And if they're not in the team, the results are gonna be very, very, very sporadic. Wins are gonna come very hard to wins are gonna be hard to come by. Because you're just missing too many key players in my opinion. And I know Dan James, he have looked good in patches. Rafinha as well. Tyler Roberts had moments. It's going to be tough. It is really going to be tough for Leeds United. But with Man United, they always give you a chance. Always would allow you a chance. But got to give it to David De Gea. He has definitely held things down in goal and have saved them. It's not the likes of Maguire and Co. It's just, David De Gea. So, look, in terms of United here, Edinson Cavani would be out. Oh, I did touch on these things already. Matic. But these guys are not really, you know what I mean? But Varane, I don't think Varane has really lived up to expectations at all. I don't think he has. I really don't think he has. Leeds could look to exploit this shaky Man United defense. Are they going to be able to pull it off? It's left to be seen. It's very difficult. I've been predicting United to win games, and they've gone on to draw or lose those exact games that I predict them to win. So it's a difficult one, but Leeds are in a very tough predicament right now. As I mentioned, the key players can't string together good results, and you're coming up against a United team who they out to prove a point. Inconsistent, but won against Brighton. They would look to continue this, but also we got to keep in mind the game coming up next week against Atletico Madrid, right? Where they would look to be cautious on who they actually put out in that game. You see what I'm saying? That's one thing we have to keep on in our minds. Like, when we're predicting these games, we got to keep the Champions League games in mind as well, where teams would be cautious on the weekend because they don't want to mess up, in terms of the selection, and then players are tired or injured for the high-stake game against, Atleti in the Champions League, right? So look for that affecting the game. Pogba, he's come back, he's looked good. Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, scored in the last game, will look to continue if he does feature. Jadon Sancho has a lot to prove. Want to silence critics like me? I could see United winning this one. 2-1. 2-1. I know I've gone in circles a bit with this one, but I'm going to go with United to win it 2-1 though. I don't see Leeds winning the game. The most they could aim for from this one is a draw. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the players they're just all over the place. Injuries. Rafinha isn't really at his best right now. Maybe he's been distracted by some of those January links. So you're going to need Rodrigo to step up. You're going to need Harrison to step up. Dan James coming up against his old team, produce something special, and maybe get the 3 points here. So, in terms of United, the next game is against Atleti in the Champions League. Then they do have Watford in the league. And the Manchester Derby coming up March 6th. Mark the date. That's a good one. That'll be a good one. Are we going to walk over United again, or they're going to put up a fight? Let's see. Let us see. United are currently in 4th, and they would want to pick up 3 points to keep their stronghold on the top 4 and come within grasp of Chelsea. So for Leeds, who are currently in 15th position with 23 points, they need points badly. They do have Liverpool after the United game, and that's coming up on Wednesday. That's going to be a tough game. Oh, my God. That's a makeup fixture. That's the makeup fixture Liverpool do have in hand. So, as a City fan, I would love for Leeds to do something there. Most likely won't do anything. And then they do have Tottenham. So, these are some tough games. Leicester, Tottenham, Liverpool, and United on the bounce. Might end up losing all 4 of those games. But it's Leeds. You never know what you're going to get, though. They play that murder ball. You never know. You might just get picked off. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know. Share your thoughts. Definitely appreciate that. Big up to Ifak here in the house. Michael Olopido. City got too many easy opponents. What are you guys talking about here? I've seen you said that many times, man. King Swaz, what's up, Dom? I want my boy Leeds to win, but not sure, to be honest. Going for a 2-2 draw. Yeah. Mario Stewart, United will lose 2-1. City will win 4 or 5-0. That would be nice. That would be nice. Thank you very much for the, predicting City there to win handsomely. That would be nice, but it's going to be tough. Guys, we still do have some big games to talk about. We have City Tottenham. We do have Liverpool versus Norwich. We have Aston Villa versus Watford. And I think those are the only 3. And we have Wolves versus Leicester, right? Wolves versus Leicester coming up. Yeah, we're doing pretty well in terms of the games, though. Definitely doing well. And we're going to keep it going. Definitely going to keep it moving. Let's get to the game between Aston Villa and Watford here. One of the smaller ones, I haven't talked about this one yet, right, guys? I haven't, right? Steven Gerrard coming up against Roy Hodgson, his grandfather. You know what I mean? Roy, why did you do it, man? Why did you take the job, Roy? I didn't know you were still desperate to, to coach in the league. Why did you do it, Roy? You should have never took the job. Never. Guys, smash up the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so on this late Friday night. Do appreciate everybody who tuned into the live stream. And do appreciate everybody who are still in here right now. Talk to me, man. You guys are shy tonight. Definitely very, very, very shy. I didn't know you guys were shy. I thought you guys were a little bit more, open. So, Newcastle won, Aston Villa 0 in their last game. Watford 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 2 in their last. And what happened the last time these two teams met? It was a 3-2 win for Watford, and that was on match day 1. So Watford start the Premier League campaign with a bang. But you know what happened. The rest is history, as they say. So Villa do have 4 wins in their last 10 meetings against Watford. But interestingly, in their last 5 games against the Hornets, they have only won once out of 5 in the league there. So, yeah, they need to definitely, pick up something here. Aston Villa. Both teams, coming off of poor results. And they haven't been in good form at all, especially Watford. The wheels have somewhat fallen off over there at Vicarage Road. As for Villa Park, Steven Gerrard came in, steadied the ship after Dean Smith had lost a bunch of games on the stretch. But, it's been an indifferent start to the new year for Aston Villa and Steven Gerrard. If we take a look at their results, just briefly, 1-0 loss to Newcastle, a 3-3 draw against Leeds. They did pick up a 1-0 win against Everton, a 2-2 draw against United, lost to United in the FA Cup, lost to Brentford, lost to Chelsea back in December there. So it's been a so-so year for them, man, But nevertheless, I think they've still done well enough this season. 23 games, 27 points. They would look to continue picking up points. They need to draw a few more games. Only 3 draws, 12 losses, 8 wins. Way too many losses if you ask me here for Aston Villa. So, in terms of the managers here, This will be the first time Steven Gerrard will be managed against Watford and against Roy Hodgson. Hodgson do have 15 matches against Aston Villa, a great record, 9 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses. First time against Steven Gerrard, of course, right? So, all-time Premier League results, 9 matches, 4 wins for Watford, 4 for Villa, and 1 game, only 1 game have ever ended in a draw between these two teams here. So let's just take a look at what we got here in terms of the squads and availability and all that good stuff. And for Watford, we got Nicholas Nkulu. He should still be out, but Peter Etebo is getting close to return. He's been out for most of the season and he's almost ready to feature again. As for Aston Villa, Marvelous Nakamba remains out, along with Bertrand Traore. Ezri Konsa will be suspended for this game. So, yeah, might be a good thing. He has been a bit rash this season. So, Villa versus Watford here. Villa versus Watford. Let's get into the insights. Let's definitely get into the insights. What's the latest here? Can Watford maintain their strong record versus Villa? They would hope they could. Watford have won 4 of their last 5 league meetings against Aston Villa, losing 1. Just 1 fewer than they had in their first 16 meetings with the Villains, winning 5, drawing 5, and losing 6. Villa have lost just 1 of their last 9 home league meetings with Watford, winning 6, drawing 2. Going down 3-2 in November of 2015. So the home record is solid. But overall record in the last couple games is not that great, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Not great at all against the Hornets. But, yeah, on the road, 3 wins there for Watford at home. So, yeah. Watford are the only side yet to score from outside the box in the Premier League this season. I didn't even know that. And that's why the section is called Did You Know, right? Indeed, of teams with at least 50 goals in the competition's history, only Wimbledon, 9.1%, have scored a lower percentage from outside the distance. From distance, I mean, than Watford's 9.7%. 29 out of 299 goals have been from outside the box. They need more Steven Gerrard, Philippe Coutinho type players in their team, Ruben Neves. 20-year-old Jacob Ramsey has scored 5 Premier League goals for Villa this season. Only 2 players have scored more in a single campaign for the club while age under 21. Luke Moore in 2005 and 6. And Gabriel Agbonlahor in 2006-07 with 9. Okay, Rob Jones will be in charge of this game. All right, what's my prediction for this one? Aston Villa coming up against Watford here. So, for Watford, they've been poor. They haven't been good enough in my opinion. Quality of football has actually dropped as the season went on, and the fact that they brought in a few new players, these guys are still taking time to mesh and blend. It's been weird when you have 3 managers in one season and you haven't even played 25 games yet. It's weird, man. You know what I'm saying? It is weird. 23 matches, 15 points. 16 L's. It is just weird, you know what I mean? And Watford deserve everything they're getting right now because they're just too ruthless in terms of sacking their managers, man. You see what I mean? And they haven't been scoring enough goals. They have been inconsistent. Injuries have, definitely hurt the team. And they're coming up against Aston Villa, a star-studded Aston Villa team. You know what I mean? You talk about Danny Ings, Ollie Watkins, Philippe Coutinho. You have Leon Bailey fit again. The boy Leon Bailey ready to exert all his energy in this game against Watford. And the list goes on, man. I'm going to call everybody's name. But What Watford do have in their favor is that Aston Villa defense is very suspect. Tyrone Mings, he does some great work back there, but also some horrible work. See what I'm saying? This one, I could see this one going for Aston Villa. You know what I mean? Jacob Ramsey has been playing some good football. Chukwuemeka as well off the bench. And I won't be surprised if they win the game. I'm gonna go for 2-1 to Villa. I think Watford, I just feel they're gonna go down, man. You know what I mean? And they're a type of team, yeah, if they go down, nobody would really care. You see what I'm saying? Whilst there's some other teams that if they do go down, there's that sentimental value that they take with them. You see what I'm saying? Like Aston Villa and Newcastle and Everton and these teams. You don't want those teams to go down, you know what I mean? But for teams like Watford, yeah, whatever, man. Go back down. We don't care about you in the Premier League. So, sorry, Watford fans, but it's okay. It is okay, man. My prediction, 2-1 to Aston Villa. For the Hornets, the next game will be against Crystal Palace. So, London derby. Then they do have Manchester United, Arsenal, Wolves. Tough games coming up. Let's see how they fare. You know they're capable. You know that they're capable. They're very, very capable, man. Don't write them off. Don't write them off just yet. So, in terms of Aston Villa, they're 12th right now. They got Brighton coming up, Southampton. These are some tricky fixtures. It's winnable for them, but it's tricky nevertheless, where they could definitely lose those matches. So that's my thoughts on that game. That's my thoughts on these teams. Big up to the boy Ankit in the house. How are you doing? Hats off to young Roy Hodgson to take this job. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And as Ankit says, guys, smash up the thumbs up button. Let's get the stream up to 50 likes. Come on, smash it up. We do have 29 thumbs up so far. We've been live for an hour and a half, and we got a few games still to talk about, and we're going to get into those. So, look, without further ado, let's move into the next fixture. And, okay, let me just make sure I get all these games. We talked West Ham, Newcastle. We talked Arsenal, Brentford, Aston Villa, Watford, Brighton, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Chelsea. We're yet to talk about Liverpool, Norwich, and City, Tottenham. So we've done everything, right? We've done everything except the big boys. We've talked about all these teams except the big boys, man. What we got here? Let me get my energy levels up. Oh, yeah, I forgot one. Let's talk about this one. You see, that's why it's good to double check, man. It's very good to double check because you end up and forget a game. You messed up, man. Wolves versus Leicester. That's the Foxes versus the Wolves here. Let's not forget this game. And let's get this one done. Let's get this one done and dusted. Indeed. I almost forgot that game too, I just wanted 2 more games left, man. But yeah. Let's talk Wolves, Leicester. We're not gonna be too super long on this one at all. But I'm gonna give it the time it deserves, you know what I mean? So, Wolves, Leicester. Tottenham 0, Wolves 2 in their last game. For Leicester, a 2-2 draw in the league against West Ham and a 4-1 win in the UEFA Conference League or UEFA Europa Conference League round of 16 playoff game against Randers there. So 4-1, and that would do their confidence a whole lot of good because so the team short on confidence indeed. So, look, the last meeting between these two teams, a 1-0 win, a narrow win for Leicester. Previously, a draw. Previously to that, a 1-0 win against Leicester. So, in their last 7 games there, or let's say since Wolves came back to the Premier League in 2018, Leicester have lost 4 times. Right? 4 times? Am I right? No. Leicester have won 4 times, pardon me. And Wolves have one win. Okay? One win, 3-0 draws. And they do have 4 losses against Leicester. 4 L's against Leicester. Let me repeat. 1 win and 3 draws. So we take a look at the Premier League all-time results here. 3 wins for Leicester, 4 draws, and 2 wins for Leeds. For Wolves. I don't know why I said Leeds. 2 wins for Wolves. Oh! It's a full moon out there. Be careful. So the managers coming up against each other. They met once with Lodge losing the only game. And his only match against Leicester was a loss earlier in the season. Rodgers versus Wolves, only 1 loss, 5 draws, and 2 wins in 8 games against Wolverhampton Wanderers here. So yeah, I think this is indeed a derby, and it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one, man. Wolves doing a lot better than Leicester this season, and Leicester looking to, get on the bike. So, in terms of player availability here, let's take a look at the squads. And for Wolves, it's been noted that all their players are training right now with Pedro Neto, Yersin Mosquera, Willy Bolly, João Moutinho. But they either doubtful or it's too early for them to actually be involved, or, they're not ready. As for Leicester, they have a lot of injuries right now they're dealing with. They're up against it right now. Johnny Evans, Timothy Castagna, Jamie Vardy, James Justin, Wesley Fofana, where Ryan Bertrand is also out, and James Maddison and Chagla Soyuncu. A doubt for this game, but they most likely will feature. You got to give it to Kasper Schmeichel, the ever present in the goalkeeper, the between the sticks there, and I think he recently brought up some type of record. He's been playing so consistently for Leicester City. It's not even funny, man. Not even funny the great job he's doing. Also, his counterpart, Jose Sa, has been doing a great job in goal as well. So, in terms of insights here, what we got? Leicester City have kept a clean sheet in each of their last 5 Premier League meetings in Wolverhampton Wanderers. The last had a longer run of consecutive clean sheets against an opponent against Barnsley, 7 between 97 and 2009. Wow. While Wolves last had a longer run of failing to score against a side, versus let me go over with that one. While Wolves last had a longer run of failing to score against a side versus Brighton and Hove Albion, 6 between 1980 and 1984. The way to write these could be confusing at times, The Foxes won the reverse fixture against Wolves, 1-0 on the opening weekend. The last did the league double over them in 1995-96 in the second tier. Wolves haven't conceded more than once in any of their last 12 Premier League matches since the 2-0 defeat against Crystal Palace in November. Only twice in their league history have they had a longer such run, 14 matches between December 2013 and March of 2014, and 13 contests between March and September of 1912. That's way long ago. 4 of Raul Jimenez's 5 Premier League goals for Wolves this season have ended up being the match winner. Wow. So it's important that he score. Overall, 46% of his goals in the competition have been winners, 18 out of 34. In the competition's history of players with at least 30 goals, only Rob Lee has had a higher ratio of winning strikes at 50%. Right, Craig Parson will be in charge of this game, and for my prediction here, this one is a tough one. Wolves versus Leicester City here. Look, Who's been playing a better football this season? Wolves. But Leicester, a side you cannot take lightly. Could spring a surprise on you. Players could pick form at the right time. And could see a situation where, they win the game convincingly. But their recent results haven't really shown us that they're capable of destroying a team like Wolves, who's been very defensively solid this season. Best defense pretty much in one of the best defense, I should say, in the lower half of the, they just had one of the best defenses in the league right now. And you're talking about only conceding 17 goals, which is ridiculous compared to United with 32 goals conceded. You know what I mean? They don't score a lot, but they don't concede a lot either. So it's going to be tough for Leicester. Definitely going to be tough for them. Their defense have been very bad. Very, very. They've conceded over twice as much goals. And I think they just had a very bad defensive record this season. And they look to stay in the Conference League, and they look to climb up the Premier League table there. So it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough coming up against Wolves and pulling that one off. So the players out, man. The players out, Johnny Evans. I think Evans is the player that they're missing. And Jamie Vardy. These players, they're missing too many key players, in my opinion. Fofana was big. Evans was big. And Jamie Vardy, we know what he's capable of doing. And a few players come back from injury and then they're gone again, like James Justin. So I think it's going to take a huge effort to topple Wolves. A huge effort. And even though they haven't really been overly flashy, they've been effective. And you got to give it to Bruno Lage and his style of management and everything. He got this team playing some good football. I could see Wolves winning this one. I could see them winning this one. Leicester's been struggling. 2-1 to Wolves, in my opinion. Leicester's been struggling too much. They'll get a goal, but I could definitely see Wolves winning this one. Scrappy win. Scrappy win. But for Leicester, look, in the absence of Jamie Vardy, look, guys like Daka got to step up. They got to step up. Perez got to step up. And I don't think we're seeing enough of that. We're not seeing enough of that. Now you see how important Jamie Vardy is to that team, right? So 2-1 to Wolves. They've been very good this season, and look for them to continue their surge upwards. They will hit the 40-point mark if they do pick up the win here against Leicester City. So what are your predictions, guys? Please let me know in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that. For Wolves, their next game is against Arsenal. Then they do have West Ham. They got some tough games coming up right about now, man. And as for Leicester City, like Wolves are in 7th right now. Wolves are really pushing for these European spots. For Leicester, right now, they do have a game coming up against Randers in the Conference League, where they're pretty much into the round of 16. Could Leicester actually go on to win the Conference League, you may ask? Let's see. The next Premier League game is against Burnley. Then they do have Leeds United. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Would definitely appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So, leg and sweet. Dom, did you watch Barcelona game? Or did Ferran Torres gonna flop? I did see somebody put up something on Ferran Torres, but I didn't really look too much into it, though. I really didn't. I'm not praying for him to flop, though. You know what I mean? That's not nice. That ain't nice at all. Big up to Antoine Eugene in the house. How you feeling? Nice to see you in here. We do have two more games to talk about. Anchor is saying Wolves Leicester is interesting, difficult to get through the Wolves defense. I can see a 1-1 draw as the Foxes weren't bad in that Conference League game. Yeah. I didn't watch it though. I really didn't watch it. I've had such a long day, guys. Oh my God. I don't know how I'm still, up 11. I've been going strong for what? How many hours now? About 17 hours, man. God damn. 17? Yeah, about there. Nah, that's not good. That ain't good. I need some rest, though. I need some rest. But I can't rest until I talk about these two teams that's coming up. You have two games coming up. 4 teams, but 2 teams in particular, Liverpool and Manchester City. Let's kick it off with this game first. The Liverpool Norwich City game, right? Because, come on, guys. The City Spurs game is a bigger game than this one. But in terms of, the prospect. But look, Norwich, it's a big game for them. It's a big game for Liverpool too, right? The grand scheme of things. I'm hoping Norwich gets something from this game. Just gonna put it out there. Come on, Norwich. Come on, you Canaries. You know what I mean? You guys could do this. Big up to every Liverpool fan watching this, man. Just a little banter, man. You know what I mean? I'm not out here lighting candles and praying for you guys to lose games. Like, I'm not like you. You see what I'm saying? I'm not you. I'm not you visiting the voodoo priests and, you know what I mean, the local witches and things to help City lose and drop points. Come on, that's not me. So, Liverpool Norwich. Let's talk Liverpool Norwich. Liverpool coming off of a 2-0 win against Inter in the Champions League and a 1-0 win against Burnley in the Premier League. And neither of these wins were actually very, very impressive. But what does the scoreline say? It says a win for Liverpool, right? And that is what's going to matter. That is definitely what's going to matter the most. So, as for Norwich City, man, they've been doing okay. But the last game, a 4-0 loss to Manchester City. Prior to that, they did pick up a 1-1 draw against Palace. They beat Wolves in the 4th round of the FA Cup, beat Watford in the league, and beat Everton as well. So they were on a good little run there until they ran into the brick wall. That's Manchester City. Or I should say that stone wall. That's Manchester City. So what happened the last time these two teams met each other? Well, they did meet in the 3rd round of this season's Carabao Cup, where Liverpool are in the final. Liverpool won the game 3-0. And they did meet on match day 1, where Liverpool won 3-0 as well. Interestingly, guys, in the last 10 games dating back to 2012, Liverpool have won 9, with only one game ending in a draw there. A 1-1 draw in 2015. So, quite an impressive record for Liverpool against Norwich, and we're talking 19 Premier League games, 14 wins for Liverpool, 2 wins for Norwich, and 3 games ending in a draw. So this is a pretty one-sided fixture, and hence the reason why I'm actually doing it before I talk the game between City and Spurs, right? Because this one is quite predictable, you know what I'm saying? So, Jurgen Klopp versus Dean Smith here. 4 wins. Well, 4 matches, 3 wins for Klopp, 1 loss. Dean Smith with a solitary victory over Jurgen Klopp. And guess what that win was? That was what was it, 7-2? Is that the scoreline? 7-2? Let me remind myself. I can't even remember. What was the scoreline there? 7-2. Yeah, man. What a remarkable victory by Dean Smith. I think that probably will go down as the greatest victory in his career. Indeed. Indeed. Sign up. Get a job. Look. Jurgen Klopp against Norwich. 5 matches, 5 wins. Dean Smith against Liverpool, 2 wins and 3 losses. Not a bad record at all, but look, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So let's just take a look at the player availability here. For Liverpool, Diego Jota is the only man ruled out. Squad is very fit right now. Not talking Carrios and them guys. I'm just talking, you know what I mean, in terms of injuries and suspensions and things like that. So Liverpool got a fit squad available. Your Van Dijk, your Konate, your Gomez, Tsimikas, Robertson, Joel Matip. You know, the team looks good. I'm not going to lie. Liverpool, you know, they're up there. I just think for Liverpool, they got to spend more money, though. You see what? I know Liverpool fans will be like, nah, we're good. Guys, you got to spend more money in order to actually compete some more against Manchester City. You're competing, but come on, man. City on the verge of winning back-to-back league titles again. Like, you know what I mean? Gotta spend some more, man. And look there. They brought in Luis Diaz, and how good he has he looked? He's looked good. He's looked really good. Look, he's even got his Premier League picture in there already. He looked good. Divock Origi would look to, you know, be involved. Liverpool got a fit squad. Only Jota. Liverpool will miss him because he do come up with some clutch goals. But when you have Salah, Mane, Firmino, Diaz, come on, man. It's going to be definitely hard to keep them out. It's possible, but it's going to be hard. Indeed. As for Norwich, Lucas Rupp ruled out. Tim Krul out. Jakob Sorensen out. Ozan Kabak fit again. Adam Ida ruled out. And Andre Omar Bamodele ruled out as well. So quite a bit of injuries sustained by a lot of the players who've been involved this season. So look. Insights here. Let's get to the insights. The latest, can Liverpool maintain their top goal average versus Norwich? Liverpool average 2.8 goals per match in the Premier League against Norwich City. 53 goals in 19 meetings. The highest rate against any side they face at least 5 times in the competition. Following their 3-0 win at Watford last month, Norwich are looking to win back-to-back Premier League away matches for the first time since January 2012. Good luck doing that at Anfield. Liverpool's Mo Salah has 25 goal involvements in the Premier League this season, 16 goals and 9 assists. His next assist will give him 10 goals and assists in a Premier League campaign for the third time after the 2017-18 and the 2019-20 seasons. He would be just the third, oh no, that's a typo, non-English player to do so after Eric Cantona 4 times and Didier Drogba 3 times. Liverpool have already beaten Norwich twice by a 3-0 scoreline this season in the Premier League and the EFL Cup. There have been eight previous occasions. A top flight. What is up with the typing though? A top flight team has beaten an opponent by 3+ goals. Well, 3+ goals 3 times in a single season. None by Liverpool, with the most recent being Arsenal against Aston Villa in 2014-15. Mike Dean would be in charge of this game. So, ironically, guys, not to be too long here, guys, Liverpool are going to win this game. I'm not even going to go on and go down a whole lot, give a speech here. Liverpool are winning the game. They're winning it. It'll take a big effort for Norwich. It would send shockwaves throughout the football realm if Norwich ought to beat Liverpool or even get a draw here, because a draw would not be a great result for Liverpool this time around. I have a 3-0 win for Liverpool. Even without going back to check what the score lines were. I picked a 3-0 margin for Liverpool. Like, it's too much firepower for Norwich to deal with right now. Way too much firepower, man. Way too much firepower. Firmino should start. Seeing that Jota is out injured, so Klopp won't rotate that. Rotate the team there in that aspect. But with Luis Diaz in the team, Klopp could actually give Mane or even Salah a break because you have a player capable. When you have players like Minamino in the team, you're kind of hesitant about doing that, right? In a league game. But with Luis Diaz, you could definitely do that though. And no disrespect to Minamino though, but still, he has been playing a fringe role for the Reds. Look, Fabinho has been big, popping up with a lot of goals. Won't be surprised if he gets one. Van Dijk is getting, better and better since his injury layoff. Konate has been massive. So too have been Joel Matip. Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, you know how good these guys are from the dead ball and set piece situations. They have scored the most, I think, set piece goals in the league and corner goals as well. So, look, it's going to be too much for Dean Smith and Norwich. Let's just make a long story short here. But look, guys like Sargent, Rashica, Aarons, going to look to be very bright in this game. It's my thoughts, guys. Liverpool to go on to win this one 3-0 and continue putting the pressure on Manchester City on top the league table. For Norwich, look, that won't be the ideal result. And for them, they're 18th right now. Could be a situation where they get passed. You see what I'm saying? Again, by both Burnley and Watford if results go their way. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know yours in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that. For Norwich, they do have Southampton. Liverpool again, coming up in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Why they play Liverpool so many times this season? You know what I'm saying? They drew them in the freaking Carabao Cup. They'll play Liverpool 4 times this season and might just go on to lose all. Crazy, if you ask me. You see what I'm saying? Crazy if you ask me. So, look, after that game against Liverpool there, they do have Brentford, Leeds, then they do got Chelsea. So there's some games coming up. Southampton, the Brentford, and the Leeds game, they have to try to get some points out of those games. It's going to be tough otherwise. As for Liverpool, who are second, 54 points, 1 game in hand. They will play that makeup game next Wednesday while Champions League is going on. And then they do have Chelsea in the EFL Cup final on the 27th before they meet Norwich again and West Ham again in the league where they look to get their revenge. So that's my thoughts on that one, guys. Do appreciate everybody listening in. What's your predictions here? We got 4-0 Liverpool, 3-0 Liverpool, 3-0 Salah double and Luis Diaz. All right, guys, we got one more. We've been live for an hour 58 minutes. And I don't know how I got to the end of this one. Seriously, it's been a challenge. It's really been a challenge, man. I've had a long-ass day, man. But, guys, you should know me by now. I want to just continue this thing. I don't want to start something and then I'm like, yeah, guys, I don't want to post a community tab and say, yeah, this week, no prediction video. I might have to be in a hospital for me to do that. And I might still try to attempt it. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I'm tired, man. It's late, almost midnight. I got to get up early, get to work, and start yet another day in this cold-ass New York City weather. So, let's start Manchester City versus Tottenham, or Tottenham Hotspur, or Spurs, whatever you want to call them. So, the last game, for these teams. City in the Premier League, 4-0 win over Norwich and a 5-0 win over Sporting. So City is doing the business. 9 goals without replaying the last 2 games. For Tottenham, they're on a losing streak. 3-match losing streak, man. And that's very uncharacteristic of both Tottenham and Antonio Conte lately. So it could get ugly, man. It could get ugly. This is a difficult time to play Spurs, where they're actually looking to bounce back from those losses, and they're actually looking to do the double over City this season after picking up a 1-0 win courtesy of a 55th minute goal by Son Heung-min at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this season. Tottenham, they have enjoyed some success over City in the last 10 games. You go back to the Champions League quarterfinal, a 1-0 win there at home, and you go back to match day 25 of the 19-20 season where they won 2-0, and even last season they picked up a 2-0 win as well. So, but these wins tend to come at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. All of them came at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is, strange if you ask me. City's home record against Spurs isn't the best though. 24 games, 10 wins for Spurs, 10 wins for City, and 4 draws. Overall record, 49 games, 16 wins for City, 26 for Spurs, and 7 ended in a draw. So Spurs, they have always, had success against Manchester City. Could they shake off the current rut and get something against the league leaders? Liverpool fans would be hoping that's the case. So Conte versus Pep here. So it'll be the 5th meeting. 2 wins for Conte, 2 wins for Pep. Pep Guardiola's 15th match against Spurs, 7 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws. You see that? That is crazy. Pep has only won 50% of his games against Spurs. Spurs is not his favorite team to play against. Conte's record against City, 2 wins, 2 losses as well. So, yeah. In terms of the notes here, let's just take a look at the player availability and see what we got here. For City, Zach Steffen could be back on the bench after he's been missing. Gabriel Jesus as well. Jack Grealish would be out with a shin injury, and Cole Palmer would miss the game as well. We're not going to talk too much about Benjamin Mendy because we know he won't be available, and, can't wait for him to leave the club, man. Get out! Ollie Skip is a doubt. Jafet Tanganga is indeed out. Eric Dyer and Steven Bergwijn should feature after slight injuries in the previous games. Look, let's take a look at the insights. Let's go. De Bruyne on the verge of a historic goal-scoring milestone. Did you know Manchester City's Kevin De Bruyne has been involved in 7 goals in his last 8 Premier League matches, 5 goals and 2 assists. His next goal will be his 50th overall in the competition, making him the 4th Belgian to reach a milestone after Lukaku, Benteke, and Hazard. Tottenham Hotspur have won 3 of their last 4 league matches against Manchester City, losing 1, albeit with each victory coming at home. See? Told y'all. Having won this season in the reverse fixture, they can secure their first ever double over the reigning Premier League champions. Spurs' Son Heung-min has scored 6 goals in his last 6 appearances against Manchester City. Damn you, son. In all competitions, net in the winner in the reverse fixture on the opening weekend this season. This will be the 5th meeting between Pep Guardiola and Antonio Conte in all competitions. In 2006-17, Conte became the first manager to achieve a league double over the Spaniard, while Guardiola won both meetings with the Italian the following campaign, where I think Conte ended up getting sacked, right? Anthony Taylor will be in charge of this game. Could have got a better referee if you ask me. So, in terms of the prediction here, the last prediction of today's episode, man. Look, Spurs are City's bogey team pretty much. And as I mentioned, this could be the game where they bounce back to get some type of result here. It's going to be a tricky one. This is indeed going to be a tricky one here. But Manchester City will be at home. They have a very good record recently against Spurs at home. But on the road, no. Not at all. So we'll be looking to use that home court advantage, that solid home record that we tend to have to get a win in this. It's imperative that City wins. A draw won't be good enough unless Liverpool draw their game too, and we know that's highly unlikely. You see what I'm saying? This is a tricky one. Conte would be out for blood. He won't want to lose 4 on the bounce. He won't. Kane has to step up. The new men, Kulusevski, Bentancur, they got to step up. Let's see if Vieira will be involved in this game. This is a perfect game for him, actually. This one is going to be a tough one. But look, from the type of football that City's been playing right this season, Sterling is in form right now. We don't have Grealish in the team right about now to be playing around with opportunities. Foden's in good form. De Bruyne is in good form. Mahrez is in good form. You got the likes of Bernardo, who's always a threat. Gundogan with his runs and his guile. It's going to be hard to beat City in the shape that and state that Tottenham are in right now. It's going to be difficult. We know City are going to control this game. Have a lot of the ball. Spurs are going to look to hit us on the counter. Son, he's quick. He could get in behind. You got to be very careful with the high line. It's a must-win game. You know what I mean? No Champions League next week for Pep to say, okay, you don't play, so it's a must-win game. Look for Kyle Walker to come back in the team. I'm looking for a back line of Edison, Walker, Cancelo. This is not the game for Pep to experiment. Don't experiment nothing. Play your strongest team. Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Walker, Edison. Let's bring Rodri. Let's have Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne. And up top, Foden, Sterling, Mahrez again. It's a winning team. We need to knock off Spurs, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to silence them. Been a bit too loud recently. See what I'm saying? I'm going to go for 2-1 win for City. I'm confident, but it won't be an easy win. It won't be an easy win at all. It won't be an easy one, but we'll end up getting the job done. We'll get the job done. 2-1. It's my prediction. Let me know yours. Let's see what Pep does. Hope he doesn't rotate, as I said. But look for Tottenham to lose 4 on the bounce, though. 4 on the bounce. Unprecedented stuff, but it's happening. You know what I'm saying? It is happening. So, look, for the league leaders, City, 63 points. They do have a gap over Liverpool. Liverpool would play that makeup fixture in the middle of the week. Let's see how they fare. And, look, as I mentioned, City got to keep picking up points or else, yeah, Liverpool will catch us. Okay? That's what's at stake. Everton to come. Peterborough in the FA Cup. Man United. So there's some big games, man. The Man United game. Everton game. Crystal Palace. You know. Brighton. Some tough games coming up. Very, very tough. It's my thoughts, guys. Let me know yours. For Spurs, I forgot to let you know Spurs games coming up. Let me just hit you with that. Burnley, Leeds, some lighter games that they should win. Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, that won't be a walk in the park. Everton United. Guys, talk to me. Big up to Chelsea Perspective in the house, man. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Sucker Canal. As a Spurs fan, I'm not looking forward to this game tomorrow, Dom. Oh, man. Bottleham Cole Spurs. Big up to MVP Kev 3-1. Antoine Eugene 2-0 to City. Wade Nelson 3-0 to Liverpool. Thanks for that. You know, appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. Guys, how many likes we got so far? Today was a rough episode, man. I'm telling you. Rough. Very rough. We got 37 likes. We need 13 more likes to get to 50. Smash the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so. If you're watching a replay, please hit the thumbs up button. Guys, I'm going to get out of here, man. I got to go pick up the wife from work and get ready to, you know, go to work tomorrow, get some rest as well. So, we'll talk soon, man. I wish I could stick around and chat Champions League and all that stuff. But we'll do that another time, man. We'll definitely do that another time. You know what I mean? Goran, big up. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. This is probably the most tired I've ever been doing a stream. Oh, I don't know how I'm still up, though. So, big up to each and every one of you guys in here, man. It was nice, you know, but it's just good to get this done. 2022 has not started out the smoothest, man. Seriously. My laptop broke, you know what I mean? In the snowstorm, I slid away the other day, hit the curb, still repairing my vehicle. Still, you know what I'm saying? Still discovering new broken parts every day. You know what I mean? So, been dealing with that, been dealing with work. Oh, man, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, man. But it's real life, man. It's real life. It's real life, guys. So, can't shy away from that. Can't shy away from adulting as well. So, look, from your boy Dom, thanks for tuning in to yet another one. We'll talk again pretty soon. Maybe tomorrow. You know, there's a video coming up tomorrow. I got a few clips coming out. The World Cup clips, chopping up the long 3-hour video, dropping some clips for them. You know, for discovery purposes. And we'll be live again either Sunday or Monday. So, thanks again. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And from your boy Dom, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. God dang. Got it done. Thank God.